have it no other way because it helped us learn, right? We learned a valuable lesson. We had the likes of Lost Professor, Primo, you know, early on getting the record deal. Primo will come to the crib and to Prodigy's crib in Long Island and just chill with us and vibe with us. You know, people don't do that these days. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, they just want to check. They want to sell you a beat, get the money, and boom. But you know, Primo will come vibe with us. Lost Professor was throwing his, you know, professionalism down. You know, and you know they kind of showed us the ropes for what would be to come later on.
It makes sense that y'all sound starting with them two makes sense. You had a sickle on the album cover. Where you get a sickle from?
You know, when you're a fan of hip hop, when you're a student of hip hop, you looking at hip hop and you like, alright, P, this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna get this too.
So, because you know, early on, we was looking at a couple of the fads that was out there, you know, like Fresh with the, I guess it was a machete or something.
He had the machete, and he had the padlock.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, but he did, he walked around with the, he would perform with it. RZA had the sword.
Right. So, you know, that was the age of the props.
The age of the props.
You know, who got the props? Right. So, you know, that was a grand idea. And those things, man, those things could kill somebody. Like, they was actually made, I was like...
That's what the Grim Reaper carried.
Yeah, today, those...
The nigga right. Death carried that shit. That's the weapon of choice of Death. Death's weapon of choice. I feel like in that era, y'all also helped to make Timberlands popular, because y'all had the Timberlands on full display on the album cover.
Straight up.
And was there ever, like... I remember seeing in, like, Rap Masters or Word Up, Bismarcky with the 40 Belows up to here. But before that, I remember the first time I seen Tim's like prominently displayed.
Right, and they did not cut the check. You know what I mean?
I got 6 pairs of Tim's.
Yeah,
I can tell you that right
now. They didn't cut the check, but you know, later on they caught on. A little too late, but it is what it is. Tim's, you know, as you know, in the hood, we love our Tim's. You know what I'm saying? Before that, it was the insulated boots, but Tim's was definitely a part of hip hop culture.
No doubt. Now, if you went to high school in New York City, the scariest place in the world was Spofford.
Yes.
And y'all talk about Spofford on this album, and that's a deep cut. You got a song called Locked in Spofford. And the rhyme scheme on it early with the so in the meantime I got an ox in my pocket.
Right.
Because I'm locked in Spofford. That's an ill bar. You know what I'm saying? It takes us behind the scenes because like for people who don't know, Spofford was like a jail but for the youth.
Yeah, right.
What made you want to detail that element?
Well, you know, a lot of my friends got locked up and was sent to Spofford. You know what I mean? And after the stories they was telling me, that's definitely a place I didn't want to go to.
Right.
But it was something, and then I never went to. But I mean, I heard so many stories. I visualized it. I pretty much knew what it was. And we all of us from the hood, we kind of know. We know some friends that was bad, and they went through there, and they came back and they told stories. And a lot of the stories involved them having the razors in their mouth, having to spit them and cut people. And some of them, our friends come home with cuts on their faces.
Right.
You know, so that was something that, you know, as a poetical prophet, we are going to.
I like the callback.
You know what I'm saying? We are going to talk about, and we're going to, you know, shed light on situations like that because, you know, somebody in probably Kansas or, you know, Cali probably didn't hear those kind of places. So we was just painting a picture of where we lived.
Spofford was like a literal juvenile hell.
Word.
And what was great about that record is that the record is gangsters, it's violent, but it's also like y'all kids on this record. So you're talking about what kids would talk about, like the peer pressure record.
Right.
It was a very responsible record. Because it's like y'all understand the context of why we going through this. Let's talk about the Infamous though. Tell me if I'm correct with this, but the Infamous is sort of the exception to the rule, whereas a lot of times the people involved